Throughout the research for my trailer, I researched other well-known social realism film trailers, including Kneel by Mouth, Bullet Boy and Tyrannosaur, and recognised the common conventions seen within all three of these trailers and included them in my social realism trailer. One way I tried to include this was through the use of a variety of locations. Throughout my trailer, a variety of locations can be seen, such as public areas and local neighbourhoods such as parks, train stations and a school. Our main location used within the trailer was the use of a local council estate. The use of this location was effective as it showed our target audience a realistic expectation of the lifestyle that these specific characters lead, and shows a stereotypical representation of teenagers who live on council estates. From analysing 3 other social realism film trailers, I was able to recognise similarities, such as how all these are based around a council estate and is known to be a common convention of social realism films. Furthermore, by using local locations seen in most neighbourhoods, it creates a realistic point of view for the audience, which they will hopefully feel more engaged within the film, as they will be able to recognise the locations. The characters seen within my trailer are of a similar age, as they are all in the same school year and so are classed as young adults. But we do see one potential adult who is the sister of our main character Amy, yet it is unclear how many years there is between the two sisters. As our target audience are likely to be young adults still in higher education, we thought that it would be most effective if we made the characters the same age, so that our audience could possibly relate to one or more of the characters, and possibly the situations that occur throughout the trailer, such as drugs and alcohol, which are known common issues within the youth culture of modern society. Bullet Boy is the most similar to my trailer through the use of the characters, as the ages are fairly similar, and covers issues that should be known by most teenagers, such as gun use, and also making the audience more aware of the effects of being arrested and prison sentencing. I have included the stereotypical troubled teenager within my trailer, which shows the likely behaviour of some young adults when they are in a predicament with other teenagers, which covers issues like peer pressure and bullying. We have portrayed this within our trailer, as we see our main character Amy sitting by herself on some stairs, which shows signs of depression and anxiety, which are now commonly seen within teenagers of one society for a variety of reasons. On the other hand, I was also able to use costumes to represent characters stereotypically as well as realistically. Throughout our broken trailer, the costumes are not exaggerated and can be seen to follow fashion trends of modern society, such as hoodies, which are usually represented with lower class citizens, showing how this character and her family in particular do not have a lot of money. The costumes of her and her family are fairly simple and often quite a common style, with no fancy accessories and unnoticeable makeup. By doing this, it makes the characters seem quite vulnerable and portrays them to be quite rough and intimidating. In contrast, our bad girls shows the difference between the classes within society, as we have made it clear that they have more money compared to our main character Amy, through the use of more makeup and clothes that seem to be more fashionable and stand out more. The use of costumes in this instance shows the audience the characters' attitudes in life and how they like people to see them. We see a similar style of costumes in the Bullet Boy trailer, where we see the use of dark clothing which connotes danger, as well as the use of baggy bottoms and tracksuit jackets representing the stereotypical teenage rough look. Within my trailer, we also see the use of music heavily used throughout, with it changing a few times the further on in the trailer we get. For example, with the use of the party scene, it was more high tempo to create the atmosphere of the party to make it seem more realistic for the audience. This is commonly seen with the generic social realism conventions, as the music is always seen to build up to match with the action as it becomes more dramatic throughout. This can be seen where the two sisters are talking in their apartment and we hear the dialogue, "I don't even know who you are anymore." This makes the change in music effective, as we can hear the mood has changed negatively, and therefore the music should reflect this. I don't even know who you are anymore. It's so hard now.
I've met people you all my life. Goody goodies. spoilers, like you have no clue.
On the other hand, the Tyrannosaur trailer can be seen using a voiceover as well as soft music to begin with. However, unlike our social realism trailer, the gentle and calm backing track seems to last throughout the whole of the trailer, showing the lack of build-up of tension. However, this could be because of the difference in narrative between the two films. The use of the voiceover is effective for a social realism film, as it allows the audience to gain insight into the thoughts of that specific character, and makes them feel like they know that character personally, and therefore making them emotionally attached, which could make them feel more connected to the film and the situations that occur. The text within our trailer included reviews from other media texts such as Empire, where they describe our trailer to be the best coming-of-age film they have ever seen. We also have the use of text to help pass the narrative along, but also to make the story clear for the audience about what is going on. For example, the use of text helps us at the start of the trailer identify whose grave the two sisters are standing at. Also, we use a bold font for words such as parents and cope, as these are very key words which the audience need to know to get an idea of what the whole storyline is about, and can therefore lead to the build-up of emotion, as these words are seen to be important. We can also see the use of the film festival reviews, which is important as it is a reliable review for the audience, and therefore, if given a good review from this source, will influence the audience to go and watch the film. In the Bullet Boy trailer, the use of text is used to help build up tension. The use of font is effective as it is rough-looking, which shows a knowledge of the social realism conventions and what is needed to portray the characters effectively, as if living in an urban area, as it has a lot of rough edges and clearly does not stick within the clear structured lines usually seen within trailers. Establishing shots are one of the most common genre conventions for social realism films, especially when introducing the characters and their surroundings. All of the social realism films that I had previously analysed during my research of social realism films included these establishing shots. I found this effective as it really sets the scene and easily shows the type of people who stereotypically live on these estates, as previously mentioned. Because of all these trailers had an establishing shot, I thought that it was key I did the same within my film trailer, to make it seem professional and as similar to a real media product as possible by using conventions that the audience would expect following from the genre. For our establishing shot, we decided that we would have a partial part of the shot which included greenery from a park, as previously mentioned. One of our main locations used throughout the trailer, as well as in the background, some houses, where then the audience can assume this is the main area that our characters come from, hang out and go to school. We potentially thought that it would be a good idea to include the shot that included the worn-out British flag, as it gives the environment a rough edge that looks like it hasn't been looked after. Gives off the impression that this is the attitude of the characters, that they do not care throughout the trailer. Another shot that we use a lot throughout our trailer is the use of close-ups. This can be seen in our trailer when Amy is at the party and is clearly seen feeling unwell, which is why we came up with the decision of doing a close-up of her face so that the audience would have a clear image of her reaction. After coming out from that room, we see her enter shortly before. This can also be seen in the Nil by Mouth trailer, where we see one of the characters nodding his head slightly to the movement, which makes it clear to the audience that he is dancing. However, compared to my other two trailers that I researched, this one is quite old and therefore does not follow the close-up speciality of showing facial expressions of characters to build up emotion, which is to be expected from a social realism film. Another common shot we use is the use of an over-the-shoulder shot, which is commonly used during the dialogue, as it creates an eye-line match from the audience point of view, making them feel as though they are part of the action. This can be seen within the Tyrannosaur trailer during a conversation between two characters. Similarly to my Broken trailer, this makes the audience feel like they are involved within the trailer and feel more of an emotional connection between the characters. My magazine front cover included common conventions seen on real media text, such as the title of the magazine, the name of the film, and the barcode, etc. On my magazine front cover, it can be seen that my main image, which is the main character Amy, takes up the majority of the space on the front cover. The use of the medium shot that features is effective, as not only can the reader see the facial expression of the character, they can also particularly see the body language of the characters and can then see what kind of behaviour that specific character is likely to have within the film and the trailer. On my magazine front cover, we can also see the use of many puff articles attached to each side of the cover, revealing to the audience what they can look forward to inside the magazine. I broke the conventions of using a circular shape often seen on Empire front cover magazines, and instead used a rectangular shape to advertise a film poster within the magazine, as it draws attention to that feature and makes that film poster look irregular, which I think makes it more trendy and unique to other film magazine front covers. Overall, my colour scheme features the colours red, yellow, black and white, with the occasional blue text. I chose this colour scheme as I felt that they all stood out from each other and especially stood out against the black background. I used the barcode as a convention of my magazine front cover, as I believe that by having it on the front cover, it makes my media text look more professional and a trustworthy magazine for my audience to read. As seen from the image, the use of the title of the film Broken has an important role within the feature of a film magazine front cover. For the title, I made sure it was one of the biggest writing features seen on the front cover to make sure it stood out from any others and draws the attention to it and interests the reader. I also put 2 layers on the title of 2 different colours, one red and one black. Not only does this suit my colour scheme, it also gives the title a 3D effect to it once again, making it unique to any others. The text on my film magazine front cover varies in fonts and sizes, and I thought that by using a variety of different ones that it would make it look creative, rather than just simple and bold. As I had previously researched the conventions of a successful Empire magazine front cover, I wanted to make sure that my magazine front cover looked professional and realistic as a real media text. The film poster has similar conventions as the film magazine front cover, including the name of the film and references to other media text. However, differences such as star ratings and film festival reviews, and also all of the actors' names that feature within the trailer can be seen on the film poster, unlike the magazine. My main image is a long shot of the main character Amy standing up against a brick wall, which follows the genre conventions of social realism films. Similarly to This Is England, which is what inspired me to style my film poster in this way. On my magazine front cover, we can see that the Empire have reviewed the film and said how it's the best coming of age film they have ever seen. This can also be seen on the film poster. This is effective for the film poster as the source is reliable, so it will make the audience go and watch the film. The 5-star ratings from well-known media texts such as The Guardian create the same effect, as they are once again a reliable source for the readers. Another convention seen on my film poster is the use of film festival logos, such as the BFI and Film Forever. This shows that the film has potentially been successful, which shows that if it was a real media text, we had been successful at achieving our target audience as showing them a realistic view of modern society. Not only this, but it is known that independent films are shown in film festivals rather than the big blockbusters, and as Broken is an independent film, makes it more relatable and unique to the audience. I have also credited the actors that partaked within the shooting of the trailer and both auxiliary tasks, as this is what is to be expected on a film poster. Similarly to my film magazine front cover, I made sure that the title of my film was in the biggest size font compared to the other text on the poster, which is effective as it makes it clear for the audience what film this poster is marketing. As I had researched successful film posters, I felt like it was important to replicate some specific techniques they had used to draw audiences. I felt like I had done this successfully and achieved my goal.